meteorologist Tim Miller. Weather coverage you can count on. The Live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Well, it looks as though our dry days are coming to an end as we have some decent amount of rain headed our way. A full look at what will be a wet 5 for 6 forecast right ahead.
Now, on News Channel 6 at 4, the district attorney talking about a division of his office and how it makes things safer in the CSRA. Also ahead, a new fire station in the works in Columbia County. A look at the plans and why it's needed. And the U.S. Supreme Court looking at a South Carolina case over voting district lines. Opponents say those maps are unfair to black voters. As your News at 4 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with an effort by the District Attorney's Office to crack down on crime and to help keep people from committing crimes in the first place. He held a news conference today to talk about all of that, and News Channel 6's Tiffany Hobbs was there. Tiffany?
Thank you so much, Brad. Well, District Attorney Jared Williams held a press conference today highlighting the work of the Special Victims Unit and their entire Major Crimes Division. He says that also there are some various programs that are in store to look out for. They are working on helping expedite the process between getting cases and getting them seen by the judge.
It's an economic opportunity deficit, it's an educational deficit, and it's what we call an ecosystemic deficit, where people don't always have the privilege of learning certain things in the home that I did. How to tie a tie, how to speak in an interview, financial literacy. The idea is not just to rack up convictions, but to actually change lives.
Williams says that all of these 2 years. Brad?
All right, Tiffany Hobbs tonight, thank you. Some city leaders frustrated, they say, over the efforts to deal with panhandling. Commissioners have been working to find ways to stop people from holding those signs on the right-of-ways, asking for money. They want to model new rules after ones in Columbia County and Charleston. But the city attorney's office warned those measures are unconstitutional.
Are we wasting our time here trying to come up with solutions? And, when we're asking our legal representation for solutions, they're not willing to give us any other than, that seems to be what we hear.
Well, next week, commissioners set to vote on the Give Change That Counts program. We told you about this. It's a $25,000 marketing campaign, and the marketing campaign urges people to just donate their money to charities that help those in need instead of giving cash straight to the panhandlers. Columbia County, after being in service for half a century, they're getting a brand new fire station. A lot of people excited about. A lot of people say it is long overdue. News Channel 6's Hannah Latier covering that for us from Evans. Hannah.
A new 2-story, 3-bay fire station will be replacing the old one, which firefighters say they've outgrown. The $5.4 million SPLOST-funded building will be 11,000 square feet, 3 times the size of the current building. It will be complete with a decontamination room, a training classroom, and space for more personnel. While it's being built, the fire rescue team will work out of the EMS building on North Belair Road. They say there will be no delays in service.
We'll still have the same response times. We'll still have 100% coverage. Nothing's going to change. It's just this is going to get torn down and a new station is going to be built, and it's going to be bigger and better for the community as far as technology goes, response times, all that stuff added in. It's just going to be a big asset to the community for sure.
The demolition and construction of the new building will start in November. The construction company has 450 days from the start date to complete it. Live in Evans, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
It is time now for a first. Well, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's being marked all over the country, especially in our neck of the woods, where there is a huge focus locally and statewide on mental health, like in Aiken and Barnwell, where the agency there that serves folks is dedicated to raising awareness and supporting those who need it. They treat children, adolescents, families, those with serious and persistent mental illnesses.
We provide emergency mental health services and screening 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, within a 60-minute response time to the mobile crisis. What we do is we provide psychiatric assistance as needed, as appropriate, to the residents of Aiken and Baltimore counties.
And if you need crisis counseling in South Carolina, all you have to do is dial 988. An arrest has been made in an Augusta murder. Mary Moore accused of shooting Precious Dantonac. That happened last Tuesday on Maxwell Street in the Laney Walker Bethlehem area. The victim died at the scene. Moore got arrested on Sunday. Still ahead, how to protect your hearing. Keep it on News Channel 6 at 4. We'll let you know how an effort is being made to make sure folks are not exposed to certain loud sounds.
Or it might throw a minor temper tantrum. Sonic trick-or-treat blasts.
Welcome back, everybody. Did you know October is Protect Your Hearing Month? Yeah, it's a chance for experts to remind you of the importance of being careful when you're around loud situations like football games or hunting or the holidays. Maya Clark has more.
According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, around 31 million people have a degree of hearing loss.
As October brings a lot of fall activities like sporting events, but also hunting season, which both of those things can, bring some loud sounds. And so we need to protect our hearing from those loud sounds to prevent things like noise-induced hearing loss that can occur.
During football games, noise levels can range from 80 to 90 decibels. And for those who enjoy hunting, gunfire can reach 150 decibels. To protect hearing, Assistant Director of Audiology at Livingston Hearing Aid Center, Dr. Gearhart, recommends the 60-60 rule.
Essentially not listening to any more than 60% of the volume for longer than 60 minutes. Anytime that you're listening to the volume up louder than 60% for longer than 60 minutes, you put yourself at risk for some noise-induced hearing loss.
It's also recommended that you get your hearing checked once a year. Use earplugs and headphones in loud settings, as once hearing loss begins, it cannot be reversed, just treated.
There are custom hearing protection products that are available as well that are custom molded for the shape and size of individual's ear, which makes them very comfortable and also very effective.
Dr. Gerhardt says sound is what connects us to the world, and it's important to have healthy hearing.
When you have untreated hearing loss, you tend to withdraw from situations or, tend to ask others to repeat. And, that can lead to loneliness and isolation. And so it's important to stay on top of your hearing just because it's, what connects us to people in the world around us.
Another way to protect your hearing, doctors say, is to make sure you don't put foreign objects in your ear, like Q-tips. They say that just lodges the wax down in there and interferes with sound transmission. When we come back, a look at how the rest of the work week is shaping up weather-wise and what is happening in the tropics. Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller has it covered for you as News Channel 6 at 4 continues.
How much we're going to receive over the next 48 hours, too. All coming up in just a few minutes. Brett.
All right, Tim, thanks. Well, here we are. After almost 50 years of service, Columbia County is getting a fire station number 2 to keep up with the growing community. Going to be a nice new place for sure. Hannah Latier, live from the current station on Gibbs Road, out in the rain with the details. Hannah.
Thank you, Brad. A new 2-story, 3-bay fire station will be replacing the old one, which firefighters say they've outgrown. The $5.4 million SPLOST-funded building will be 11,000 square feet, 3 times the size of the current building. It will be complete with a decontamination room, a training classroom, and space for more personnel. While it's being built, the fire rescue team will work out of the EMS building on North Belair Road. They say there will be no delays in service.
We'll still have the same response time. This still have 100% coverage. Nothing's going to change. It's just this is going to get torn down and a new station is going to be built, and it's going to be bigger and better for the community as far as technology goes, response times, all that stuff added in. It's just going to be a big asset to the community for sure.
The demolition and construction of the new building will start in November. The construction company has 450 days from the start date to complete it. Live in Evans, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
Happening right now, local